Hi, welcome to the Contra Costa County and Tri-Valley Eldercare channel. I'm Stephanie. I work with Horizon Elder Law and Estate Planning. And today I'm here with Diane Walsh with a Women's Touch Personal Services. Welcome, Diane.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Diane's going to share a little bit more about her services and what she can do to possibly help you and your family or loved ones. And all of her information will be on her main page on the East Bay Eldercarechannel.com. So Diane, can you share with our viewers a little bit more about what your services are and what it is that you do?
Well, a Women's Touch Personal Services works with the senior population. We do anything from downsizing you from a home into a smaller unit or moving in with your families, to helping you move into assisted living or long-term care facilities. What a Women's Touch does is we will come into your home, we will help you go through all of your belongings to downsize. If you need to have an estate sale, we can do the estate sale for you, as well as help you to organize and declutter your belongings.
Great. So Diane, how did you get into this business?
Well, Stephanie, that's interesting. I am from Pennsylvania originally, and I started working with a company where we were working with a lot of the elders. And I started seeing the need for a lot of services that weren't offered to the elderly because of all of the issues that can arise when somebody reaches a certain age or becomes, incapacitated. So I just started thinking, what can I do to make their lives easier? And I decided to put this business together.
Great. So I understand decluttering. Do you ever deal with hoarder situations?
Yes, I do. And what I do is the first thing I do is I talk to the client or the children, who's ever I'm going to be working with, and I let them know that this is a no judgment zone, that I kind of walk in, I look around, and we discuss, what we need to do together. And if somebody needs a little bit more time, we just take our time and do it little by little, so they feel comfortable with me.
Great. So have you ever dealt with estates perhaps after someone has passed away and just cleaning it out?
Yes, that's the other part of our business. We will go in and sell whatever, the children or whoever their beneficiary is, to help them clean out the house and get it ready for either somebody else to move in or for sale.
So I had a similar experience not too long ago. A couple years ago, my stepfather passed away, and he had a lot of things in his house. And we ended up hiring someone before I met you that does the same type of work. And it was so helpful because as a family member, it's very emotional, this process of cleaning out all of their things, and then you feel like you want to keep things that maybe you don't need to keep, and there's a lot of emotion that goes into that. It's very stressful. So I think that's such a great service that you offer. So can you give us an example, or maybe a few examples of some of the clients that you've helped and how
Sure.
you served them?
There's so many different types of clients that can utilize our services. And for one example, is somebody who maybe lost their spouse and they don't want to stay in the house anymore. So what we do is we can come into your home, we can help you pack up and help you move. I will help with the movers and everything that you need, so that this way, we're here to do all the work so you don't have to. And it makes your life less stressful. So we will pack everything up, we will move it to your new facility, we will unpack everything, so it's like the move never really happens.
Oh, that's great.
And it helps the children. And what I like to encourage people when they are getting ready to move into a downsize or into a facility is to give your loved ones the things that you want to leave them prior to.
That's absolutely.
So that this way they can enjoy them while you're still alive and thank you for them.
Mm-hmm.
So people find it a lot easier. There's not a lot of that back and forth that can happen sometimes when somebody passes away. So it makes life a little bit easier for the children, the loved ones, the spouse to, have it done while they're still alive.
Absolutely. So is there, without using any real names, of course,
Sure.
but could you give us an example of a client that you helped that really stood out to you and there was maybe some unusual circumstances or something that maybe our viewers could relate to?
Absolutely. Well, one example of something that I had done was, helping somebody downsize, but they were hoarders. So what we did was every weekend for 2 to 3 hours, I would go in and I would help them. But then what I also do is I give them homework. So if they have a ton of clothes or something that they're looking to, keep, as I say to anybody, you take what you're currently wearing, what you haven't worn in over a year, you either donate it or you sell it. And then, of course, there's always the pile for the trash. So you should have 3 piles. And instead of you paying me to come in and do that, standing there, do you want this? Do you want that? I give you the homework for you to go through your own piles. Now, when we're going through major things, I will be there with them. But for the clothes and simple items, I don't feel that they need to pay me for my services when they can do it, unless they really feel that they can't do it alone.
Mm-hmm. In my family's situation, we had a lot of artwork that nobody really felt it was their style, but maybe it was valuable. Do you know what to do with those sorts of things?
Yes, what I'll do is, like I had somebody who had a doll collection, major doll collection. Now, mind you, over the last 10 years, the value of dolls has come down quite dramatically. And if anybody ever saw when Miss Spelling sold her house and went through her big doll collection, she basically got half of what she paid for it. So what I like to explain to people is that, unless it's something that is totally, authentic, then they're really not looking to make a lot of money from it, but they'll still make some money because we can still sell it. Mm-hmm. And anything that is collectors, I will go to a collector and I will have them, take a look at it and determine the value.
That's great. So that you have the resources to
Absolutely.
go figure out the values of things so that there aren't really valuable things getting sold for $1 at a garage sale.
Exactly, and we won't do that. I mean, I like to keep a solid dollar amount. That's why a lot of times having an estate sale, mm-hmm. it makes people want to come because it's not a garage sale.
Right.
So sometimes it's just the wording of things. Mm-hmm. And when people walk into a home and they see, so many items, sometimes even people get overwhelmed, but it's all about the placement, the this, the that, so that they, people feel like they're buying something really interesting.
Right. And so with your company, you have a team of people that help when you are doing moving or larger projects?
Absolutely. What we do is I will come in most of the time by myself to get everything organized. If it's a lot, then I will bring in, two extra people with me, but not until moving day will be when I have a whole team, because what we want to do is make their move as easy for them as possible. So packing it up and moving it to the new place and putting it back where it belongs is the way that makes them feel more comfortable. And then, like I said, the movers will handle the big items. So
that's great. Is there anything else that you want to share with our audience before we close?
Sure. A woman's touch personal services, will come into your home and help you in a very stress-free way. I like to make everybody feel comfortable, and if we have to meet a couple times before you feel comfortable, then we'll do that. But I'm here to help you make sure that anything that has to do with the elderly, moving them, helping them, we do it as stress-free as possible.
That's great. I'm so glad that you came out today to share about your services because, like I said, I had a personal experience going through this, and not only in that situation, I've had another relative that was a hoarder, and we had to clean out her house and do all, and it is just so stressful.
Oh, it is.
And the whole thing is hard. So it is so wonderful when you can hire somebody like Diane who can come in and just kind of take the stress part out of it and let you kind of go through what you need to go through and have an organizer to really kind of facilitate the whole process. So anyway, thank you so much, Diane, for joining us.
Oh, you're so welcome. It was my pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you'd like more information about Diane and A Woman's Touch Personal Services, you can find all of her information, including a link to her website and her telephone number on the eastbayeldercarechannel.com. And we thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.